for our favourite part of the show. And Ace, you're about to in for a supersonic treat. In your business, Aunties getting your business.
Oh God, yeah, sorry we didn't warn you.
Aunties getting your business.
We're not part of this.
Aunties getting
Look at his face, I love it.
Yay!
As an R&B connoisseur,
Don't make him
what
say
are
it.
your thoughts? And be
Oh,
open.
remember,
I'm family.
Of
the
the jingle.
vocals,
Yeah, it was alright, man. It's catchy.
Oh,
Thank
come
you.
on, man.
Thank you.
Little auto-tune,
I
maybe.
expected.
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's
Can we come to the studio?
You know, auto-tune can make anybody sound good.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
T-Pain.
Also, do exactly.
I'm not paying.
You're
No,
not
but
paying?
no.
that's
This
fine.
is like family
All
rating.
right, let's take it away, Auntie Sade.
Okay, so Ace,
Yo,
DJ, Ace of clubs.
there you go.
Yeah. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and describe your life right now in one sentence.
In one sentence.
Yes,
Or
just
a word,
one.
even lucky.
My name is Ace. In one sentence. Okay. My name is Ace. I am a broadcaster and a dad.
Jink, jink, jink.
Is that right?
That's
Yeah.
cute.
That was lovely.
Very cute.
And your life in.
My life right now.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's alright. It's going good.
What does that mean?
I don't know how to answer that. My life right now is that's an amazing question. Yeah, it's good. It's going well.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's start from now and work backwards. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
One Extra celebrated 20 years of being on our airwaves.
Yeah.
You were there at the very damn start.
Day one.
Day one, bro. When you reflect, what's been the most surprising, I don't know, what's the word, reflection that you've actually lasted this long and been a part of the One Extra family? And then generally just speak to what it's been like, that celebration of parties and events and stuff.
This week's been quite emotional.
Yeah.
Because again, like I go to work every day and didn't necessarily think about 20 years, and there's a lot of stuff that maybe I haven't really remembered, and I have a lot of memories, and a lot of things have come back, and I can't believe I did that, and oh wow, that's what happened, and you just think about what's happened in that 20 years and your life and the roller coasters, the ups and downs, and the thing that's most surprising is that I'm still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen, again, we had the birthday party on Tuesday.
It was fab.
You was there, of course,
Yeah.
and it was just so many faces that are like, some I even forgot, embarrassingly, but it was just like, yo, we've been doing this for 20 years, and then it was interesting for me to be with the crop of new presenters, really young, like fresh broadcast voices, but then be with the OGs as well. And I think what is even kind of more of a like full circle moment is when me and Viz started in 2002. We were the young ones, like they were the OGs, they were the ones that we looked at, and now it's just like the young ones are like calling me like, Ace, what do I do with this and how do I maneuver around this? So it's just like to be there from like the young buck that had no radio experience to now being a 20-year broadcaster and being able to give back has been like beautiful to me. I've enjoyed it.
And just to establish, you're a BBC Radio 1 Extra presenter, DJ,
yes,
broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a massive fan. I love what
I
you're
appreciate
doing, and
that.
I
Thank
hope
you.
that you know your voice is very much needed on the radio.
Oh, thank you.
Totally
Thank
appreciate you.
very
And
much.
that's why you're there still, because there's been
Yeah.
people that have come and they've gone, and not always necessarily at their own choice. But
Yeah.
you know, you're there still because what you bring is very, very needed.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I think in America there's like, obviously there's more opportunities and you see DJs jumping from one station to another, and there's a bigger landscape for black radio, whereas over here we don't really have that. So in order, like, I'm lucky. If I wasn't on this station, obviously there's another station, but what if, I don't know, it's just like there isn't really that opportunity to like, you know what I'm saying? So I've been lucky to be able to keep this job for 20 years because it is something I've always wanted to do since I was a youngster. So yeah, I'm just blessed to be able to still be able to do it.
It's still you.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh. Soz. Okay, so putting it all into perspective, what would you give the most peace? What would give you the most peace? I don't get that. Sorry.
Well, as you do so much, what gives you the most peace? I'm sorry. You're a DJ.
What do you get the most pleasure out of?
Okay. Yeah, definitely broadcasting.
Okay.
I think I love DJing. I love doing the live stuff. I love podcasting. I'm like I'm doing some stuff like putting out music at the moment, but I think like my core, like what I've always wanted to do since a youngster was be on the radio. So yeah, broadcasting definitely is my happy place. And I think like I've said this before, but like I've been doing like daytime radio, and I think daytime radio is a task. Like it basically means like even when you're having the absolute worst day, you gotta come in and be like, yo, what's going on? And it's like that, doing 3 hours of that when you're having the absolute shittest day, or like you're going through something in your personal life, when you get to like, it's tiring, but when I'm doing it, I don't feel the stress or the pain of outside the studio. But once I get to like 1 o'clock, I'm like, yo, I'm knackered. And then you realise why. It's because I've been acting for 3 hours.
Yep.
So
And
you're
up.
What's the worst bit about DJing, like when you're out doing live stuff? What's the worst
Live
thing?
stuff, they're drunk white girls.
Really?
They are the absolute worst.
Yeah, they want to take your hat off. They want to like, scream at you.
Is it really just a white girl thing?
Yeah, I'm going to get in trouble for that.
No,
I'm going to get cancelled for that.
Not to get you in trouble, but
Wait,
it's just
yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah, no, just drunk people in general, to be fair, like requesting records. There
That's
isn't
what I thought it
like
might
that.
be. Yeah.
There's no etiquette with a DJ when you're drunk. And the thing is, like, I get it. When you're drunk, you want to hear your rhythm in it. But like, there's ways of doing it. And
What would be the right way to do it?
I don't think there is, to be
Because
fair.
you said- I was about to say,
If I'm totally honest, there is, like, because people will come over and request a record that they know you're about to play it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna play Burna Boy last.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
the biggest record. Like,
Yeah.
of course I'm gonna play it. Like,
And I
sweet.
suppose you have your whole set like cultivated how you're going to do
I
it.
think
Oh, you
it's more
don't?
of a
Okay.
feeling
It's a
thing.
feeling.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
definitely more of a feeling thing.
But you've got tracks that you're
if the club
definitely
is
going to play.
Ram, I'm gonna play the biggest record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't come over.
So
and
it's just
request
leave
it.
me alone.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
do my
Okay.
thing. Like,
They
enjoy
got to
it.
tip the DJ though, man. That's what they should.
I do think
Throw
I think
a
that's
20
true.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Do
you
you
are
mean-
going to ask, you should do.
That's
You
true.
know, so like
Yeah,
monetary
I guess
value,
so.
money pull-ups. They do
Yeah.
that in
I
Jamaican
think-
culture, of course. They
Yeah,
like-
they do that. They
Yeah.
do it like an Afrobeat scene as well.
Oh,
Do you know what I
really?
mean? If you want to pull up a track,
Yeah,
you
that's
start
it.
throwing 10s and 20s.
Yeah.
I get a
That's
card
fair.
machine for it as well.
Yeah.
So you can get a card machine.
Tap, 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 tap.
Hello.
Have it at the corner.
But imagine
You
like
ain't even got to do that. You're just
Yeah.
there.
all night. It's just last
be
all
like,
night.
yeah.
When is last going to be the last of the last? When is it the last of the last?
All right. So as you are, like, I guess on the black podcasting scene, you guys podcast was. You guys were like the OGs. You started so long ago.
Yeah.
How is Cut the Chat going, and how have you kept it going for so long as well? And what do you think of podcasting actually as a new medium?
I love it. I think podcasting is really great. I think there needs to be a real distinction between podcasting and
Yes.
radio presenting, whereas I think at the moment it's a bit blurred. But I love both. Like I don't always listen to music in the car. I listen to a lot of different podcasts. I think it's awesome. Cut the Chat.
Yeah.
And I'll say this on camera. The reason why we're not consistent and why we've been it's weird. It's the reason why we're not consistent, but also the reason why we've been going so long is because we're just genuinely brethren. And it's just like man, them just catching up. Like I'm an only child. Like my circle is super small, and those guys are like in my circle, and it's an opportunity for me to catch up with them once a week.
Yeah.
And so when life gets hectic and we're doing other things, it might not always be the priority, which is bad because there's a lot of people that love to listen to it. People running up to me. I was at the O2 the other day. The security was like, "Nah, you're not taking a piss."
It's been ages.
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
moment.
no, it
It's
has
been a
been a
long time.
And I always say, like, when we get to a level when we're all like on the same page and we're like firing, it's sick. But it's never been something that is like even like coming here and seeing what you guys are doing. I'm jealous because it's like I couldn't get the man them together to do this, and like even when we're doing it, it's just like, what you got a couple hours here, you got cool, let's just jump on. It's not, but I think it will take for one of us to be like sit down and be like, look, I'm gonna block out this 3 months and we're gonna do it properly. But the fact that we're friends means that we can put out a podcast because we're gonna link up, we're gonna chat about what's going on in the world today, we're gonna find out what's going on with each other. Cool, let's just record it and put it out, and it's just worked like that for however long we've been doing it. But I do at some point we're gonna have to really get in and take this seriously. 'Cause
Yeah.
do you know what it is as well? It's just like we get to a point where it's like, well, we should just put things out sporadically, or like not end and cut the chat, but like what are we doing? But it's just like, well, we can't do that because people want it. We've been doing it so long.
You need to do it.
We just got to continue. We have to continue. We link up anyway. We have funny conversations together. So why not record them? Why not put them out?
Yeah.
But we just need to do it in a more regulated way.
Please.
Yeah.
But also as well, I do think there's that fear of like, when you work with your friends, when it becomes a chore and something you have to do that's in the diary on a
Facts.
you like it becomes less natural. It becomes like even your friendships kind of are affected. Like
I don't like Aquayo very much.
Yeah. I think it's important to be able to take breaks from your friends. I do, honestly.
And
Like,
have different friends for
Yeah,
different
do
things.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
alright, I'm not going to chat to you for a few weeks. Not because we're beefing, just like you've said,
Different
do you know what I
worlds.
mean? It's different. So
Me and my girls
Yeah.
call it cool off.
yeah.
You just, it's just,
Yeah.
I want to
Cool
cool
off
off for a
time.
little bit.
But
yeah.
you can't call off if you're in
Actual
business together.
breakdowns.
Do you know
No,
what I mean?
yeah. Well, I still think you can park it. Maybe that's how my
Do you
mind
think so?
works. That's work mode, and our friendship. So
It's
I'm always
hard to
going to
know.
turn up to work.
If you speak to them, everybody every day, all the time, that's a different. Maybe it's a bit more difficult. But I
Yeah.
think when you've got so much going on in individual lives, especially with you and Femi as well,
Yeah.
have so much going on. It's like that moment of catching up is a real moment of catching up.
Yeah.
So I
You
think
do
that
need
makes it-
real time.
Yeah,
with
it's
your
like if you're
friends.
willing to
Yeah.
do it every single day, then it becomes a problem. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But I do love it, and I hope you guys.
do.
Oh
manage
no,
to get
I
it.
text-
Yeah,
definitely,
don't cut the
definitely.
chats,
No, we
basically.
definitely won't cut the
Because it is for the culture. You can't even do that.
No,
It's
definitely,
like,
definitely. But like, and again, it's just about working out ways with it. Like me and Damon did an episode last week, and then
Yeah, there's
like
that.
if me and or Damon and Femi might jump on, or Damon and it's like there's life stuff happening. You guys will find out in the next few weeks, but like there's live stuff happening with Cut the Chat, which is exciting. And
cool.
once you guys find out, you'll understand why it's
We
been
can
that way.
stop that. Tell us
So
what.
no, I can't do that. We'll do it.
Like spoiler with no
Afterwards, as we said
spoilers.
afterwards.
okay.
Well,
yeah.
Ace, you are known as the bringer backer of R&B.
Is that what I'm known as?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Where did this love of R&B even come from?
Do you know, this is funny. Someone told me, I told this story the other day, and Nana's gonna find this funny as well. So like, I've always DJ'd.
Yeah.
We have a cousin, who taught me how to DJ. I was collecting records since I was a youngster, and he was like my mentor. He taught me how to DJ, and he's the reason why I'm doing this today. But I remember like being a youngster and always thinking that I was a hip hop head. Like I used to have a rap, I used to rap. Like, I used to think that I was hip hop. Like I really did.
Yeah.
And there was one Christmas year where our cousin,
Yeah.
he bought me and another cousin, K.
Yeah.
He bought us 2 vinyls, and they were wrapped. And he was like, "Look, these are the 2 vinyls I bought you guys for Christmas, and I think this is what K should have, and I think this is what you should have." And I was so excited. I was like, "What has he got?" He's like, "This is the way you should go. Look, this is I've been listening to what you play and what you like. This is the way you should go." And Christmas Day comes, and Kay opens his one, and he's got Snoop Dogg Doggy Style.
Oh yeah.
And I open mine, and it's Jodeci, Guy with a Mad Band, and I was pissed.
Oh,
I was
Wow.
like, "What?"
Absolute classic.
Classic.
No, I wanted Doggy Style, man. He was like, no, like, he was like, "This is you." Like,
lie.
and
Saw it,
I was
saw
so jarred. I was like,
Oh,
like,
wow.
what do you mean? Like, and only like it took me like maybe it took me years to realize, yo, I'm really more into this R&B.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy melodies and singing and more than I actually am into. I love hip hop 100%, but that was definitely he steered me in that direction. And then obviously
Told you to own your shit.
yeah, yeah, but obviously, I like black music, so like obviously like during the Channel U era, I was into grime
Yeah.
and there's funky but underneath it all has always been R&B. I used to make slow jam tapes in school. I used to sell them. They were called like the front room sofa selection or something like that. Yeah, like I used to like it was always slow jams and music and yeah. So R&B was definitely like my thing from a young.
So would you like Jodeci, obviously classic album you mentioned there, classic like R&B, where it's like all lovey-dovey and you know when men seem to like
I know
women
what
and
you
love
mean.
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Like what do you think
what you mean.
about this new wave of toxic R&B?
So
Like
I'm gonna drop a few names. So I just had an amazing interview with Tank this week.
Yeah.
It's
I like
going
him.
out next week, and we were talking about that the new R&B is mad toxic. I like a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's guys that can sing. I think the production's awesome, but obviously the messaging is a lot different. And Tank was saying today it's hard for black men to sell love, and especially in R&B because the rappers are singing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the rappers are
Trying to.
rapping and also doing the melodic thing, and they're blowing up off of it, and the singers now feel like they have to basically use the content that the rappers are using
Okay.
They
in
don't.
order to be relevant in today's market with you know what I'm saying. And again, and also the audience has changed as well. Like, whereas like in the 90s, the 19, 17, 18, 19-year-olds wanted to hear about love.
Yeah.
The 17-year-old, 18-year-olds now want to hear about pussy popping and popping pills, and it's a lot more toxic.
I don't know if
That is the
I
content.
don't know if they
They
want to.
It's what they're being fed.
Oh, yeah, again, maybe it is what they're being fed.
Yeah.
Let's
But
take charge.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of there's pressure on the R&B singers to be relevant in that scene as well. So the topics, the content is a lot more toxic and a lot more like rap.
It's
lane-ish.
more
Do you know
explicit.
what I mean? Yeah, it's more
Yes,
explicit.
but I think if you listen to
Sensationalised,
music
basically.
over
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
like it has become more and more explicit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we had like things back in the 70s where certain singers would sing stuff, but it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't as much. So Millie Ripperton, that's who was coming into my head. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, and lots of innuendo.
That's
Yeah,
innuendo,
lots of
yeah.
innuendo.
Now
It
with
was just
Yeah,
the words
but
there.
that's
Yeah,
the same with film and television.
Yeah.
Everything's
It's
that
gone
way.
from being, I showed
Yeah.
my boob,
Yeah.
the nipples out, to like my whole front is out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just, I think you're right. And I heard someone else say that the other day as well, that they're feeling the pressure of having to keep up with this rap thing.
Right.
And
Even the way they look, like today's R&B singers don't look like the ones in the 90s. Like I don't know if there are R&B pinups now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whereas we'd have the Word Up magazines and you see girls with Joe.
Would Giveon
Yeah.
be seen as like a
Giveon, yeah, probably
Yeah.
Giveon, but yeah, Giveon is
he's
definitely
probably the cleanest,
probably-
cuttest
Probably the
one,
cleanest.
kind of,
cuttest.
yeah.
But even then, would Giveon, would he be up against the Joes or the Ushers in the 90s? Like, would he be? Do you know what I mean? I think.
It's
Wouldn't
interesting.
be a-
I don't know if
He
he
wouldn't
was.
be main stage.
But, yeah,
I'm
I'm
a
No,
Joe.
telling you.
absolutely
I'm
not.
at
No.
loss.
Oh,
As I'm
yeah.
talking about as a pin-up, like is
Yeah,
he
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy?
yeah.
I
No,
don't think
no,
he
no.
even sees himself in that way. He's
Yeah.
not trying to promote. That's not his.
But that
that's
whole
not his
culture's not
thing.
even a thing.
Do
Like,
you know what I mean? That's not really
I
a
don't
thing.
think kids put posters on their walls
No.
anymore.
I guess
No,
not.
there isn't really
There's
magazines like
magazines
that.
No.
But
It's all
download and
online.
But
print
you
it.
follow,
It's all online.
and, you know what I mean? You
Billboard.
you follow fan sites,
Yeah, exactly.
or
TikTok.
pages and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's what they do.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
You like them.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
double
That's
take
You
it.
like the
that's
stuff,
your
you
poster.
comment,
That's your
Yeah.
poster
Or you're
now.
part of
You
the hive.
post, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
gunning people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole nother conversation, but I hate the way that people feel that they're bound by it. You can literally dictate culture and change it. Just be, I say in quotes, just be smart about your marketing. But this default, we're not going to be able to break through the noise. It's a big lie. It's a big lie.
But I do
get it.
think
I
that
get taking the
sometimes when they
pressure.
do, sorry to interrupt you, I was just going to say, when they do make certain songs that are more R&B influenced, traditionally R&B influenced, they don't get played as much as
And
their,
then back to labels and stuff,
Yeah.
and radio
or
stations.
they don't get released.
But also, I think we're in a good market at the moment. Whereas, although Tank's saying like it's hard for R&B artists to sell love today, there are loads of R&B artists that promote love. Like I think as well, there's not that pressure to chart. There's not that pressure to be the biggest artist in the US or the UK. It's just about finding your tribe. We go back to finding your tribe and those
Yeah.
50,000 people that are going to follow you, because that's going to pay your rent, that's going to
Yeah.
pay your mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And I think with like going direct to the consumer, being able to upload music yourself, people being independent, having like independent distribution deals and stuff, and just going straight to their market. Like, yes, the biggest R&B artists might not be giving us the music that we know and love,
Yeah.
or giving us that 90s R&B feeling, but you can find it out there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a lot of artists there's artists that come over and sell out shows, and you're like, I don't know who this
Yeah.
artist is. You've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But they've got their tribe, they've
Yeah.
got their people
Absolutely.
that follow them. They're never going to chart, but they're definitely got music ticking over. They're serving their
Yeah.
audience, they're
Yeah.
serving their fan base. And that R&B fan base is happy, loves what they're doing, but when maybe the mainstream doesn't know that.
That's it.
And I think that's why what was important about me having that R&B show is that there wasn't a national R&B show playing new R&B music
Right.
like that. So, and it's even on 1xtra, who, as the home or like a place that amplifies black music and culture, we have to represent R&B.
Yeah.
So that was like definitely my ammo when going in to start the R&B show.
Cool. So we're talking about, we've been talking about your career and how you've been in this thing for decades now. You know, you're very well respected. You've got a great platform, but we all know that you recently went through quite a massive, huge health issue recently as well. And luckily, thankfully, praise be to the Lord Jesus Christ and all that stuff, you're out of that now. But could you tell us a little bit about what happened and where you are today?
Yeah, so in 2018, I was diagnosed with renal failure, just after a random, like, doctor's appointment actually. I was having some back pain and I thought, like, let me just go and get this checked out. And what was interesting was the back pain had nothing to do with my kidneys. It was just like a muscle thing. But they were like, they did a blood test anyway, and I was like, yo, your kidney function is really low, so we're gonna monitor it. And then literally maybe like 6 weeks later, there's like, yeah, you're gonna have to start dialysis.
Wow.
So yeah, so like for those that don't know, dialysis basically, a dialysis machine does the job of your kidney, which is to flush out all the toxins in your body. And so what they do is they put 2 needles in my arm. So it's hemodialysis. They put 2 needles in your arm, and they put you on this machine that basically cleans your blood. So like, one needle takes your blood out, and then they put it in the machine, it cleans it, and it puts it back in. And that whole process takes 4.5 hours.
Wow.
And so I was on dialysis 3 times a week, 4.5 hours. I'd go there like 5:30, 6 o'clock, leave about 11, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I was doing that for 3.5 years, 3 years.
Wow.
So yeah, the way when you have renal failure, you have to have a kidney transplant. That's the way to get better. And so I was like, okay, cool. When I was originally diagnosed, I was like, okay, cool. How do I get a kidney? And they were like, well, no, it doesn't really work like that. You have to, the wait for black people and someone of your age, I was younger at the time, obviously, is 3 to 6 years for a black person.
Jesus.
Where like white people don't have to wait anywhere near that time. So I kind of took that on the chin, if I'm honest. I think we all know, like, as black people, you know that you're gonna have to work harder, you might have to wait longer. It's like, alright, it is what it is, I'm just gonna have to do it. But then while I was just sitting, after the first year, I was like, yo, this is hard, man. This is like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like, this is, I didn't tell no one. I was just doing it. Didn't tell anybody, which is probably dangerous. Didn't tell no one.
So work didn't know when you were doing this?
They didn't know that, like, maybe for the first, maybe 6 months, they had no idea. I was just getting on with it.
Yeah.
My show's in the morning, dialysis is in the evening. No one needs to know. Let me just go and get on with it. Hopefully I'll get my transplant, come back to work. People will be none the wiser. But it was getting difficult because I was having to turn things down, and I can't go here because I've got to be at hospital. So eventually I had to tell them. They were very supportive. And then I had a visit from Bev and Oren from the ACLT while I was on dialysis. Somebody had let them know that they had seen me in a dialysis unit or something like that. And they came and sat and just spoke to me about why me being in this position could help so many other people. I have a platform, people know who I am, and I'm going through this, and me using my platform could help a lot of other people in this situation, and also maybe help me get my kidney a little bit earlier or sooner. So yeah, they convinced me to go public, and then once I went public, it's just eventually, are we going to the whole story? So I went public like maybe, I think like a year after, maybe a year and a half after I started dialysis, and worked with the NHS on like trying to get more black people to get on the organ donation list, because the numbers are quite scary, man. Like it's literally not, like, again, our wait is 3 to 6 years. You got to think, I was sitting in a dialysis bed for 3 years, and in my section were like just black and Asian people, and we'd see like white patients come in, and then like after a few months they'd come in and go.
Wow.
We wouldn't even get to know their name. It was just like, do you know what I mean? They were there quick, in and out, whereas we're just like sitting around looking at each other like, when is it going to be our time? So that was just like really resonating with me, and was like, okay, I do have this platform and there's things that I can do. And it was about me campaigning for, not just me, obviously I wanted to get out of my bed, but there was a lot of other black people that were waiting as well, and also so many black people that had the same attitude as me and not telling people that they were doing this. And that is like, do you know what I'm saying? I was getting messages from people like I told my friends that I got to look after my mum, or I got to run out, I just go and do my dialysis, or I go first thing in the morning, someone knows, I go before work, or I do it at home, no one knows, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people there's a lot of black people that wasn't telling people what was going on with them. So that's another thing. The reason why is because we don't know how bad the problem is, because no one's talking about it. So there's obviously an issue with black people registering to be organ donors, but there's also a problem with black people not realizing that
we need to talk about it.
We need to talk about it, and there's loads of us that are in situations where we're waiting for organs. That's not even spoken about enough. So right now it's just about me helping to campaign and spread the awareness, and try and really start having conversations about why we are not registering to be organ donors, not just living, because I was blessed to have a living organ donor, Naomi, but there's people that pass away with their organs that you could have given it to somebody in your family or somebody. So we just need to start having these conversations as to why we're not doing these things.
I think I've been an organ donor since I was since I was allowed to be. But
Okay.
again, it's this thing that you said about a living donor. Until you started talking about it, it didn't even register to me. I didn't even think about it. It's just always, I feel like if, God forbid, something happens to me, I feel like I want to be able to help someone else.
Yeah.
Because if, God forbid, I needed something,
You
I'd
wanna
want
say,
someone to help me.
exactly.
So that was always my thought process. But being a living donor, I remember I tried to go and give blood decades ago. And they said to me, oh, it's a problem with your veins. But now I think about it, it's where I went. I think if I went to somewhere like the ACLT, like, and went to those people, it would be, they'd help me more in the process. When I went, it was very much in a white community, and they were just like, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. So I don't know. I've never gone back
To see,
to see if I can actually be a donor, because they started telling me I've got like quite thin veins, and they started telling me we can't do stuff. So
Well, that's crazy as well, because
Yeah.
as a black person as well, and we need black blood.
Yeah.
Like if you went to somewhere, maybe I don't know what area it was, but an area where they're aware of that, they would have treated you like,
But
yo,
this-
come in, red
but that's-
carpet, sit
Yeah.
down.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and I
Like,
think as I've thought about it,
Yeah.
as time's gone on, I basically think that was the problem. I
Right.
didn't go to a black area.
Okay.
Who the people that I went to probably didn't understand that,
Yeah.
and it was just like a chain of people going in and
Right,
out. And I had
right.
got to the point where I was on the bed, and then they said, "No, we can't do anything." So I've always wanted to go back, and like listening to you, I know that it's something I've got to do.
Yeah.
But my main point was, I think the reason why a lot of black people don't put themselves down is because there's all that thing of they're going to use us, they're going to do stuff for us, you know, like what are they going to do? I could be ill and then they're just switching me off, or
Yeah.
they're just going to take there's that rhetoric that still goes around in the black community.
100%.
Yeah.
I think so. I met the ACLT when I was in uni, like, and I've always tried to bring them into what I'm doing and what, do you know what I mean, that kind of thing over the years and stuff. I'm anemic, so I can't give blood. I've tried many times, and like if you are anemic, if you kind of like go on iron tablets and stuff, you can try and give blood again like a couple of months later, but I can't and stuff. But I do think like there is like around the organ thing, like definitely in, I would say, like an art upbringing, there's a religious aspect kind of thing around that needs to be dispelled. And I think that my first kind of like questioning that came from Bev and Oren, do you know what I mean, like them kind of like really just, you know, just making me think about it, you know, like, well, what, you know, if you was in that situation, what would you want and stuff. And that, up until that point, although I was quite young, I'd never even considered, right? Do you know, it was like an absolute no if anyone asked me, because that's what I was taught.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And like no one in my community would you would be seen as incomplete in the afterlife if that was the case. Do you know what I mean? So they wouldn't
that
even
still a thing?
question.
That's
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
if you're
I don't know about
religious-
now,
Right.
but like back then for sure. Do you know what I mean? Like it was really seen as like quite a detrimental thing, and that you were jeopardizing your eternity almost. Do you know what I mean?
feel
So
like
it's
I've
just like
Yeah,
remember
that-
hearing
and if
something
the
similar
doctrine
to
hasn't
that.
changed, and it's that.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
But how do you get on the living register?
So that's literally, it's not a living register. That's
Okay.
more so
So-
like you want to go and get tested out. Maybe you have somebody in mind, or to be fair, I'm
Is
not
that the
necessarily-
only way? That's what I was, because I always thought it was if you know somebody and you then go and get tested.
Yeah.
so through the
I think-
ACLT,
a
you
match.
can get tested. I think.
Yeah, because there was the whole bone marrow
yeah,
thing that they
yeah.
were doing
Okay.
a few years back.
To see if
Yeah.
there's
There's
anybody
a register
that
or
you're a
something.
match with,
Yeah.
and then you go
Yeah.
forward. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you can put yourself forward, but definitely blood donation. That should be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Pretty
tried that
straightforward
one as well.
and stuff. But
Well,
yeah.
to give blood.
No, I didn't follow through.
Yeah.
Like we were speaking about this not too long ago. I didn't follow through on it, so I went with an ACLT drive at Carnival
Okay.
a few years ago. Went through, went to Power Square, went into the Tabernacle, me and my friend, and I'm there like ready, like yeah, I'm ready. And then they took a small sample test, and I was like, "You've actually got it's not sickle cell, but I think I have another
trait.
trait of
Yeah,
something."
yeah, yeah.
And it was like, "Yeah, you should probably get that seen to.
Right.
Like you can't give blood."
Okay.
And then I just never did.
Right.
So I don't know
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's not sickle cell because I've got tested for
Okay.
that, but I think it's similar.
Right.
There's a few that
There's a
black
few
and
movements,
Mediterranean
yeah.
people have.
100%.
Yeah, I've got low
I've tried as
neutrophils.
well, and I've got
Yeah.
had sarcoidosis, and I've got sickle cell trait. So they said no to the sarcoidosis that I had, which is the lung thing that affect. I don't know what the deal is, but if you had sarcoidosis, apparently you can't donate. But And I had the fear as well of being more like being in the situation and the racist hospital not wanting me to live because I'm a black person. It seems quite silly, but there is a real genuine mistrust of the NHS.
There's 100%
and
Yeah.
the care.
mistrust,
It's
yeah.
the care about
Yeah.
us on that table.
Or that they're only going to take what you consent to. There's just
Yeah.
so many stories.
so many
It
things
is
there
like,
are.
It's
Yeah.
scary.
Work.
But
And
we do
also,
First, let me just like dispel that myth about if you're on a table and they'll just turn off the machine, all that stuff. That even if that happened and you got a donor card, like they can't use your organ. They still have to get consent from a
Yeah.
family. Like there's still loads of things they have to do.
Okay.
They can't just be like, oh, what that person matches that person. All right, yeah, let's just look up. They can't do that. There's still things that they need
Yeah.
to do before they take your organ out. So that's one thing. But also, more so, like I don't have all the answers, but the
Yeah.
answers are out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like our parents and that generation didn't necessarily have the information that we have.
At all.
So we can't be running using like that as an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't have the information
Yeah.
we do. So we can't be like, I always tell this story about when I was like 17 and I was filling out the driver's license form and you get to the donor bit and I'm like, yo mum, do I fill out this part? And she's like, no, don't do that. And I was like, I never questioned why. Like,
Yeah.
I've never said like, well, what's the reason? And I could imagine today, she'd be like, okay, well, this is something to think about. She's just like, her son's just received a,
Yeah.
and and now she probably feels bad about that. But it's just like, what we need to have these conversations as to why that is automatically no, we don't do that. Why are these like? Why are some of our aunties, not you guys, obviously, sending these WhatsApp messages around like
Yeah.
about like them trying to take organs and don't trust the NHS or opt out of this, and it's just like what we're actually doing is harming each other.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We're actually, there's like a brother or sister, aunt or uncle in a bed that could be helped by somebody, and what you're doing is actually keeping them in that bed longer than they need to be.
Yeah.
Because you're spreading false information.
Yeah.
right. So, changing the subject slightly,
Yeah.
but as a fellow South Londoner,
Don't know what to
you
do.
know, we're the best.
Yeah.
you know.
Egg gay. I said egg gay.
How much influence did coming from South London and also your heritage like have on you in general, that kind of thing?
Yeah, like I think it's everyone though. I think that's just a London thing. Like wherever you go somewhere, you want to represent where you're from. And like, I remember being in America a few times and they like, oh, where you from? And I'm like, South London. I don't just say London. I don't say the UK. You
100%.
say, and they're like, right,
Yeah,
is
you
it,
do.
is it that
100%.
serious? Like that, you have to say South
Yeah.
London. So yeah, like
Why are you guys like that?
I don't know why it's
I
like that.
really
It's so
don't
proud.
care.
It's just like
You really don't care.
Americans say if you go to anywhere in the world in a club and you scream it's Brooklyn in a house, it's
Yeah, of
Brooklyn.
course.
Yeah.
That's the
Same
South
thing.
London.
But I
That's
think
the same
it's
thing.
I think
I
it's the
prefer that in
scale
the
of
area.
but I feel like it's the scale of it. Like
Right.
Brooklyn's like huge, isn't it? So like London's not as big, so people want to just keep their little thing in it. I feel like it's that.
We're so like super proud, but yeah, like
And we were the biggest. Don't you feel like we was the biggest crowd at every party?
Yeah.
because
that's
we're the
right.
biggest
That's
area.
Because the
like,
biggest
Yeah.
actual
South
area,
America-
it's
South
only,
America's
you know what you
huge.
sound like right now, Jamaican? It's all the landmass. It's just landmass.
Nigerian.
It's just
I sound
landmass.
Nigerian.
No, but I say
It's the
Jamaican.
biggest
because
country.
Oh, you
Biggest
lot too.
population
See,
of
it's the
black
landmass
people as
again.
well.
Landmass. I say to Jamaicans when they bring it, they
Nigerians are
are.
the same.
They are. I say it all the time. All you lot have got is landmass. That's all you talk
We
about.
got people. We got people, man.
Land
For
mass.
if
days.
you go like the furthest southeast, which would be like Abbey Wood or something,
Yeah.
No, that's
to like Chelsea,
Is that-
that's like an
No,
hour and a half.
South is huge.
Southeast to southwest is massive.
Yeah,
like,
it
That's
is.
like an hour and a half drive.
It needed
Chelsea
more.
is not.
Like there needed to be more cuts.
Chelsea
Yeah.
is south.
It's southwest, but
Southwest.
it's,
Yeah.
I understand. But if you go to Chelsea, they're not going to say they're from South London.
That's
I'm
true.
just
Okay,
letting you lot
West
know
London.
that.
What are they gonna
It's
do?
just like
Everyone I know is Chelsea.
I lived in Fulham for
Battersea
20
is
years.
south as
Right,
well.
I
Battersea
lived,
South London.
Battersea's
It's
over.
100%
You know what it is?
south.
Battersea
It's the
South.
water.
Wait, it's the water.
Pimlico's even
It's
south.
the water.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
you go over the
over the
water,
bridge, it's
once
still
you
south.
go over the water, a West Londoner or a Southwest Londoner is not going to say, like, if you live in Fulham, I lived in Fulham for 20 years.
Never claimed
I
Fulham.
don't.
Fulham is
West
West.
London.
That's West London.
It's West
West London.
London. It is.
Fulham is west.
It
South
is.
side
We
is
can
west.
get into this debate.
Putney.
It is
Putney.
West.
Putney
It is
is
south
definitely
of West. It is south of West.
I would say
It is
Putney
south of West.
South.
Fulham is west.
But
Fulham is
goes-
south
Everyone
west.
I know from Fulham.
Putney and
is-
Fulham are neighbours.
I know they are.
No,
there's
you go over the
think some
water,
of the postcodes are not
bruv.
all-
To get to Putney,
You
you've
know
got to
what I
go
mean?
over the bridge.
Putney is
Putney South.
Yeah, Putney South. Fulham ain't South.
Oh, okay, because
They're west. You go over the
I
water.
miss SW, but it's
all
I
right.
understand that.
Everybody says
It's all right.
West
You
I understand that, but it's West London. And I say that, and I say that as someone who lived in Fulham for 20 years.
The argument's out because I grew up in South up until I was 20 and I moved to West. But the only thing for me is a feeling. I felt more at home in West London. But doesn't mean say like I'm going to
we're
die.
better.
West
Poor
London,
you,
go
man.
Because we're better.
Poor
Because
you.
we're
It
better.
doesn't matter.
Because we're better.
Go, innit?
Yeah, I'm
We're
that
better.
South pride.
A lot of culture though.
Yeah.
So what? West don't have
guys love
culture.
it.
Are you alright? Where's Carnival? Where you going this weekend?
Like,
This week?
I just say
Where are you
Brixton,
going?
just Brixton.
Where are you going?
Brixton
I
is
know.
Yeah.
But I'm
Brixton
just
is
saying.
just like that's culture. Like there's too
Okay.
many historical moments there.
Just-
like it's like
Grove
you go
has
to
similar.
anywhere.
Thank you very
I
much.
actually think between the two, South and West has a lot of culture
Yeah,
in
they
both.
do.
Definitely.
And that's why,
100%
but
agree
there's
with
just
you.
more of you guys in a
Okay,
race.
landmass.
South would
Yeah.
make the most amount of noise. Then I'll say it probably was West London would be second.
No, East. It's
I
South
think
and East.
sometimes
not in
West
our
was
era.
like very,
East is bigger now.
yeah,
Oh,
very
East is
loud.
Yeah, no.
And then you would have
North
East.
got to look in.
Yeah.
And then North.
Yeah.
But sometimes North was like two people. Like, hey.
Yeah.
I used to find out about West. I feel like West didn't have loads of people.
Nowadays it's like less.
I was in West London things, but
Oh,
South,
okay.
and that was
Yeah.
the thing that we always used to say. South Londoners will
travel.
go absolutely
Yeah.
anywhere.
They travel.
Yeah.
It's true.
100%.
What's
You'll
wrong
be
with you
you'll
guys,
be
though?
in
What's
America.
No, we're
and someone will say,
explorers and
We run things,
dominators.
that's
That's it, man.
We run things.
It's so jarring. It jars
we could have
so
this
much.
conversation for a whole show.
Anyway, yeah, your heritage, that's what you asked.
Oh, heritage as well. Yeah, of course. My mum's Ghanaian, my dad's St. Lucian, and yeah, that's always been a part of it, of my culture. Yeah, I mean, being black and from London, you could like British cultures is not that it's not our thing. Obviously, we're ingrained in it. We go to school in it, but we grew up with our parents and listening to
Yeah.
our parents
Yeah.
and eating our parents' our food from our motherlands, and like that heritage is always going to be ingrained in any black Londoner.
Yeah.
Like of a certain age, I would say.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the newer generations, parents that were like maybe born here or, do you know what I'm saying? But our parents who were from other places, we're always going to have that initially. Like it's where our music comes from. It's where our humor comes from. It's where like everything, style, everything, we get that from our parents and our families.
Alright,
And then we mix it with the British, and then that's why we're just lit.
Honestly.
Yeah.
See, that is a mixture of cultures.
Yeah.
Forget area codes, man. So another celebration that we're experiencing right now is the evolution of Black British music. The documentaries are on TV. They're rolling out weekly on BET UK. Exec produced and created by Nikki Slimting and Femi Oyeniran,
Yes.
our friends. But such part, because they did another documentary as well, is the Channel U moment, which you were super part of.
Oh, yeah.
And just because we're celebrating black music and stuff like that, it's just you were a part of that movement as well. The Basic is in the Ill Out show. That's where I first met you guys. I was a researcher and a bunch of other things at Channel U. But so it's my
You did
birthing
everything.
ground, literally.
Literally.
The birthing place for some of us, our careers. Are you surprised? Again, it's about the surprise and looking back on that legacy and being part of such a cultural moment as the Channel U platform and the artists that came through it.
Yeah.
Legacy.
I think I'll be lying if I said I was surprised, because we've always said, like, there's always been this thing is, oh, we're only like 10 years behind America.
Okay.
We used to always say that, oh, we're 10 years behind, we're 10 years behind. So we could see it. We could see, like, the pivotal moments. You could relate Channel U to, I don't know, MTV. You could
Yo,
see,
MTV
like,
Raps
you know what I'm
or
saying?
something,
You
yeah.
could see the levels. And obviously, that Channel U was way after Yo MTV Raps, but you could see where it was going. You could see, like, early Jay-Z on Yo MTV Raps, and you saw what he went on to do. You could see early Skepta on the Ill Out show, and then you see. So, like, although, yeah, I would say it was a surprise. Yes, I'm glad it happened, but that was the plan. If I'm totally honest, I feel like not just us. Obviously, we're part of it, but we could see what was about to happen, and I feel like everybody just felt if we had an opportunity and we removed certain gatekeepers, because obviously there was a time when it was just one in, one out. Like, okay, we've got our rapper, like no one else is going to do it. But once there was an opportunity for us to go directly to consumer, and we didn't necessarily need the labels and these gatekeepers saying, oh, just one in, one out, we could tell what we was going to do. And I feel like it's evident today. We've seen so many black young black millionaires.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and we're still not where the Americans are
Yeah.
in regards
Yeah.
to like we need our moguls, and I think that's
Yeah.
an issue. Like we need our millionaires, we need black millionaires to launch a radio station and launch a TV channel and launch a clothing line. We haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got black millionaires making loads of money all over TV on the charts and whatnot, but now I think is the time when we need that mogul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Once we get that, is when we're gonna turn another corner. Yes, we're creating industry now, but it's like we've infiltrated their industry. Whereas
Who
we
do you
can
see
create
that
ours.
could be? Who do you think that could be?
It could be Stormzy. It could be Dave. There's artists that we have that have got that have just cultivated this following and they're doing mogul shit behind the scenes. But what I'm talking about, for Stormzy to have a publishing company and
Yeah.
all of these things, that like he's got the mindset to do it. So yeah, I just feel like once we have that mogul, we're gonna see it turn again.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Where were the episodes of the In Out Show?
So do you know what? Me and Viz were talking about that. So we met up. We obviously were together on Tuesday. So Viz has got a load of episodes. I've got a load of
Wicked.
episodes, and we're just working out what we're gonna do.
Thank you, because I want my credit.
I knew it would come back to you.
Yeah, but honestly.
Can it go on YouTube? Like, is that you guys?
I think we
IP?
need to look at. Well, yeah, it is our IP
It's-
actually.
okay.
Yeah. But then obviously there's like music rights and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
So we have to just work out how to do it. But I think with 1xtra being 20 years, I've like pulled out all these old hard drives. I found so much old footage and pictures. Yeah, there's a doc in there somewhere. I
Yeah.
think.
100%.
Yeah.
I am so like it was the first job out of uni. It was like one of the best moment of my life.
It's good
Like having
times.
a career like that in that space.
Good times.
Can you give me 1 second? I just need to check on it.
Carnival is back. Are you playing? Are you going?
Yes,
What's the
I will
motive?
be. I'm still working out where and when, but I will definitely be playing. I'll be playing on the home float.
Oh, okay.
That's J2K's
Yeah.
thing. And I usually play with Robbo on a Monday as well.
Okay.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, Carnival. My last Carnival experience was so good that I'm actually nervous about going this year.
Oh, really?
Because I don't want it to be any like my last Carnival was sick. 2019 Carnival.
Yeah.
It was like the Carnival just before lockdown.
Yeah.
It was the first time I took my daughter Carnival. She like had a great
Oh,
time.
bless.
And that was on Sunday, and then on a Monday I got super drunk. So yeah, I'm very excited. Carnival is like one of my highlights of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm coming with you.
Like last time, you're going with everyone. Last time, my 2019 as well was probably
Yeah.
like the best carnival I'd had in
Weather was
years.
banging, everything.
In
Yeah,
years. Because usually I'm just like, because I obviously from West London, like I got to the
Do
point
it
where
to
it's
death,
like,
innit?
Yeah,
yeah,
you've
you do it
done
to death. And then also when they started changing it, they start cutting off the routes and cutting off the time. It got to a point where I was like, band carnival, you know, annoy me. I want to go down this road. What do you mean I can't go down that road?
Yeah.
Like, those sort of things
Yeah.
started happening. So I kind of like just used to go and stick to the Grenada corner because I don't want to go into all those crowds. But this year, or in 2019, I was about it. And I remember I got super drunk, fell asleep in my car at the end of it. We won't talk about that. And
Follow floats or just to a sound? Yeah. What do you
Just-
guys do? Do you follow floats or just go to a
everything.
sound?
Do
A
everything.
little bit of everything.
I don't-
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Stick with a float for a little bit, get bored, move on,
Yeah.
go somewhere else. But this year, me and my sisters are going in, and I cannot
You're doing
wait.
it all.
Whole
I want to
weekend.
because I never went to Grenada this year as well. I'm desperate to get out.
I'm a
there.
sound girl. I never follow a float.
Really.
I'd go straight to Rampage and
Okay.
hang on that corner and Power Square. That's
Yeah,
it.
I don't think.
Everything.
Oh,
Oh yeah, sorry, my question, isn't it? I got distracted by carnival.
yeah.
So, what is the end goal for you? What does success look like for you? I know it's so big, right?
Aunties ask you proper questions, you know.
Oh my days! What does success look like for me? I just want to be happy, man. I think.
I like that.
Yeah, I just want to be happy. I want everyone to be proud of me. I want to be in a situation where I can look after everybody that I love. I want to keep promoting good music. I want to be able to keep being able to broadcast in whatever way I want to. And I want to be in a position to help bring back, like give back and bring like who is the next ace. I think we spoke about it earlier about the kind of the blurriness between podcasting and broadcasting at the moment. And I think there's a lot of people that are amazing at broadcasting that maybe think that they can broadcast, and it's not necessarily the same discipline. But there's a lot of like kids that have gone to school, like me. I literally studied radio. Like I didn't get into radio out of doing like pirate, or like, maybe I had a pirate show, maybe like a odd. But I never was like that guy that did pirate or was an artist or nothing. I literally went to school and college to learn this, to do this. And I think there's other kids like that are maybe not getting those opportunities because there's a lot of other people that are in their lane for whatever reason. So yeah, I think the new batch of broadcasters, people that really love radio, I'd love to be able to help come through. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Big up all the podcasters though. That wasn't me taking shots.
It was.
Yeah.
Like, do your thing, but yeah. But
Shots
if
fired.
you've
Stay out of our lane.
like really studied broadcasting, I think that you should have the opportunity to be
I feel
able
you.
to broadcast.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Don't, because people are going to think I'm taking shots.
Shots fired, fam. Right, now's the time. This is the bit where the aunties have surrounded you at the party, right? We're in your business, we're in your face. It's quick fire round,
He
quick
knows this
answers.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to get you in your business. Bro, what's your relationship status?
Take them.
What does that mean? Taken, that sounds aggressive.
I'm in a relationship.
You were forced into the relationship.
No, it means don't they say single?
Wow.
Taken? No, you're showing it.
Wow, she's tracking it. She is.
Wow.
In a relationship.
Okay.
All right.
I had.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what do you want me to?
It's because the other one said it was the last question before.
Okay. Okay. So you have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids, yes.
Do you want any more?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
No, the shop is shut.
The shop is shut.
Why?
Party
'Cause
done.
I can't imagine that 41 years old doing nappies and waking up in the morning, and there's things I want to do that I don't think will be conducive to me having a baby.
Okay.
Oh.
Fair enough.
I have an offline question, but it's fine.
Yeah, I have follow-up questions. I have follow-up questions too. But yeah.
I'm just not in it. Like, I've already done it. I've got a boy and a girl. I'm done.
I'm like, it's fair. He's in his
What does that conjure up? I don't understand. I'm lost.
It's fine.
I don't understand.
No, that's fine.
Oh, you're saying like, are you saying because I don't have to carry a baby? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No.
Okay.
My question was more about like, but the reason why I was saying it offline because does your partner have children?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
that's what it
Okay,
was.
fine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think
Last.
what happens with men
Yeah, like,
is
we
they
have,
get
like,
with
yeah,
men
that's
in
what I
later
thought.
life, they have their
Oh.
children, and they get with someone who doesn't have children, and they
And it's-
believe
Oh, no,
that that person's not going to want children, and sometimes
Oh, okay.
That's why I
that
didn't
doesn't
want to
Oh,
ask
okay.
you.
All
yeah,
right.
that's why I said that.
Alright, cool.
Laurie,
Stop it today.
You guys are
Yeah,
proper
you
Stop it
nosy.
today. That's why I said offline.
You didn't even have to say that. But what kind of uncle are you? Like what your nieces and nephews?
Oh,
like,
okay. No, I'm
how
fun.
would they describe you?
I'm fun. I'm Uncle Ace, innit? Like, Uncle Ace, like, we can hang out in the studio, like, play music. My uncle's on the radio, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm cool.
Okay. You get them
You get them in
Yeah.
to places.
I'm the one that, like, hides the money in their palm. And
Oh, you could be my uncle.
You can be my
Okay.
It's me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So tell your favorite auntie something that you haven't told your mum or dad. I want a juicy secret. We've had a good run. So
We've been collecting them.
Yeah.
pressure's
Well,
on,
that's
man.
fine.
We want
I like to
some.
my mum a lot of stuff. Mum's chatty.
Well, tell us.
And auntie's actually super cool as well. Of all the aunties, she's super cool. Like but tell us something that you haven't told her. That you ain't told nobody.
I don't know.
You're a DJ.
I'm
You
quite
guys do
open.
stuff all the
Let's
time.
see, tell the secret.
I don't have a secret, you know.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Aunties have moved away from
What's
the
the
extra
wildest thing
that you-
that has happened to you being a DJ? The wildest thing.
explicit.
Yeah.
On air or off air?
Off
No,
it.
no.
Like
Eva.
out.
As
This
a
is
DJ.
in, this is in the
Everything.
dark,
Bring
man.
us-
Come on.
Serious.
Bring it to light. Let us know.
The
You don't
wildest
have
thing
to
that's
name
happened
names.
to me as a DJ.
Yeah.
See that.
See
there.
that laugh there.
That there.
I don't think wild thing. I'm vanilla, you know.
No, but
I
what?
go
You
do
trying
the
to tell
party
me?
and go home.
You trying to tell me no one's come up to you like during a set and like made some extreme kind of
Those things happen.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
The most famous person that's done that to you, propositioned you.
But yeah, I don't have those kind of stories.
This is terrible.
Like, he blatantly does.
He does.
Terrible.
It's the smile. I know you do.
He blatantly
What
does.
celebrities? Me?
No.
Someone said
You're
to you,
absolutely
"Come to
media
my
trained."
crib."
Nah, man. I work for the Beeb.
I worked for the Beeb. That don't mean nothing.
Alright. Oh, gosh, I don't-
There's no story.
No, like,
That's
if
a
it,
failure.
something that I told my
Share
mum would be
something.
like something probably I did in the house. Maybe like there's one time I burnt the carpet
Oh, why?
because it's like at home you're messing around. I think I was like home ill and I was just messing around. I burnt the carpet and then before mum got home, I just rearranged the front room so that there was a rug over the burn.
And she never knew.
She never knew until we left.
Auntie, have you seen what your son has
Until
done?
you left, and then did you
Oh, like
own
when
up
you're
then?
No, I just like, why did that happen? I didn't remember.
Oh my god!
Acting.
Sorry, I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
You gaslit your mum.
Literally.
I've been licks after that.
Right.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now tell us something that can make us proud of you, like redeem yourself.
Something that would make you proud of me. 20 years at 1xtra, man.
Yeah,
we
right.
worked out on my show last week that I've done 10,105 hours.
Wow.
There you
Well,
go.
8 now because I did a show after on air, and they say to be a master at anything,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to take
10,000 hours. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
So we
amazing.
worked out. Like,
Yeah.
I've had various different time slots and different.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over
you've
the
been on-
guy.
you've done
Yeah.
it. What's your
So-
favourite slot?
You need to do masterclass.
I like this one. I do like
Go
this,
for
but I love Sunday nights. Like the 1xtra R&B show is definitely
Yeah.
me. It's actually moving to Saturday night soon, so that
Okay.
should be
Okay.
something different. But yeah, I'm enjoying the R&B show, getting to speak to like legends as well
Yeah,
as
you
these
do.
new
You speak to
artists.
some amazing people.
And yeah, obviously I'm a huge fan of R&B music, and I feel like it's in a great place at the moment. So yeah, Sunday it's like being, and also doing specialist radio is different. I've only ever really, it's like my second year doing it. Where I've been on the radio for 20 years, and I've only ever done daytime, which is like popular culture and yo, what's going on in the movies today, and this film's out, and talking about Love Island, and like that's been me for like 18 years, and now I get to just really like talk to people about music, like yo, this is this person, and what do you think about this? And it's like it's a new version of what I've been doing over the last 20 years.
All right, what's the family saying that you grew up hearing that you either wholeheartedly embrace and will pass on to your kids, and you live by, or one that you be like, I'm never doing that, I'm never saying that, I don't live by it, I reject it because it got on my nerves as a child?
Oh, the saying that I give to them.
It's the saying that you grew up hearing,
Yeah.
like, and either you take it on as like, this
I've
is your
said
mantra.
this before, like, and again, I don't want to get too racy, but I'm never going to tell my kids that you have to work twice as hard,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
because I think that's been installed into us, and I think that we just are just happy to be like, okay, you got to work twice as hard to our kids, and it's like, well, no, you shouldn't have to, and if you are being made to work twice as hard, well, you have to let us know, you have to call it out. I think rather than just saying, oh, you're just going to have to work twice as hard, like, okay, that's not a solution, that's not fair, and we shouldn't be yes, life isn't fair, but they shouldn't have that from that young, like that life isn't fair. They should be thinking, yo, everybody should be treating me equally, and if they're not, we're now in a position where we can speak and say, well, I'm calling that
Call it
out
out.
because you're making me do that and you're not making that person do that. Well, what's the reason? So I will never say to them now, you have to work twice as hard. I'm aware that they might have to, but I'm also going to say, well, if they're making you work twice as hard, tell me, or or call it out. So
See, I like that because at first, when you first said it, I was like, "Where are you going with this?" Then?
Oh, it makes sense.
But then, as you followed it up, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
You've got to get to the point where it's like, why?
Why am I working
Yeah.
twice as hard?
And we're not having it.
Call it out. Learn to call it out from the beginning.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you have a problem that you would like the aunties to solve for you?
I have loads, but
Come
There we
then,
go.
come.
We got one in that we can solve
I'm
in
good
2
at this.
minutes.
do you have a problem that one for camera?
Yeah.
It is a good question.
All right.
Okay.
And you know what? You be good at this.
Oh,
So like, 4-1 is my age at the moment. Yeah, I like to say
okay.
words. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but okay.
I sometimes look at myself and think maybe you should dress like that.
Oh, why did you say she'd be good for this?
I'm
She
waiting.
styled me before.
Oh, okay.
Have
Fine.
you? Yeah, you have.
You've got so much on your
I
CV.
feel like you have.
Probably have.
I feel like you have.
No, I feel like you have.
Did I?
I feel like you have too.
Maybe I
You were
I
doing
feel
a
like
lot at Channel U, so you probably
Bro.
was
I feel like you
styling.
styled me.
I feel like you have.
Okay, I might
Yeah.
have.
So like,
I want it credited.
I definitely don't feel like I'm somebody that's chasing youth.
Right.
Because that's something that's very unattractive to me. I don't want to be the old DJ trying to appeal to young people.
I hear you.
Like various different
Yes, preach.
No.
I'm happy to age with my
Okay.
audience. And that's something I actually really want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen people do it graciously, like Trevor.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But then you get to a point where it's like, okay, do you change the way you like you look? Like,
We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
You haven't, yeah, you guys
No,
have it.
we've
Okay,
had it as well,
Yeah.
just being
So
older
what do you
women. I think you continue to
Interesting.
dress the way you dress or look the way you look and be the way you be that you feel comfortable. Don't try and appeal to the audience necessarily, appeal to yourself and what you're comfortable with. If there's an element of attire or style that DJs generally, there's a blueprint, and if it's kind of like the DJ uniform, you just have to, is there a uniform? I guess bare DJs wear hoodies and casual wear, I don't know. But, you know, in the hip hop scene, in the black culture scene, in the culture. So there's that fashion, but I think you dress according to who you are. And like, if you started wearing a suit for no reason, just because you're the king of R&B and a silk shirt, I might be like, bro, what on?
No.
But
Or
if
it's
that's
got,
you,
it's got to be
it's got to be
stylish.
you.
Really.
It's got to be you.
I did see a 65-year-old in an Adidas tracksuit the other day, and he did look quite ridiculous. And Kane Rose.
But to be fair, that 65-year-old that's wearing the Adidas tracksuit, he was probably around when Adidas tracksuits first started
Yeah,
coming
it was
out and
just
having
the-
gamers.
It was the
just
age
looked too
and
much.
body type of
Okay.
it. Was literally, I saw it and I was like, I know, yeah, he probably was wearing it in the 80s and he looked fly, but now it was just that, you know, like, oh my God,
now.
that is gonna take
Yeah.
place. Like, we are gonna see that more. So I don't know, but I agree. Personal style is more important than chasing fashion,
Yeah.
and I think that should just be for everybody, is cultivating that, what your personal style is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
young
but
guys,
your personal style could be juvenile.
But it's, I
Yeah.
think it's
if you're youthful as well, though, you can pull it off, innit?
yeah.
Okay.
There's something to that. But I do think, you know, like style trends, like super tight skinny jeans now
Right.
that are like on top of your ankles.
Yeah.
If-
Stuff, and then stuff in
Do
your
you wanna
pockets.
see that?
Bruv, allow it.
Like on a 6-year-old.
No.
Like there's ways and means to it.
Yeah, I think like you can't be seen as trying too hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It just
Yes.
has to be
It's got
natural
to be
to
natural.
you.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
you know, like if he was to start wearing, like, what are the kids wearing, like bonnets? Like some of the boys, they're wearing bonnets
know,
now.
Boys wearing bonnets now.
Yeah, and they're wearing
Oh,
like
what is that?
socks
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Crocs.
One of my friends'
We
sons
start
is
wearing
Yeah.
socks and Crocs.
Socks
Might
and
start
Crocs.
looking
But
at it
even
differently.
granddads can wear socks and Crocs. There's an age.
Yeah, but like
yeah.
personally, I think wear what you want,
Yeah.
to be honest. But you do have to be comfortable. Like if you care too much about what other people think, it's not going to work, is it?
If you're in the mirror for 10 hours, like, does this look good? Because you're not sure. That means you don't want to wear it.
Okay.
Yeah. My
Well
thing is
done.
definitely wear what you're comfortable with. Don't follow fashion.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Thanks, aunties.
It's okay. It's okay, nephew.
That was so vanilla, but yeah.
It
And
really
also,
was.
you know, there was like a proper question in there. That
No,
He did say on air.
Offline. We have offline conversation we're going to have here. All right, because now we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you, Uncle Ace. That was wonderful. Now we're going to find out what's made you sad, mad, and glad this week. My phone's closed. I don't know who's first.
It's Uncle Ace.
Uncle Ace, that's the usual route.
Sad,
What's
mad.
made you sad, mad, and then glad this week?
Sad would be AJ.
Oh,
We'd have to say AJ losing was sad. Big up to him though, man. He could definitely bounce back. Glad would
no, mad.
be mad. Sorry, mad would be what made me angry this week. I know there was something as well. Something definitely irritating me. I don't know.
Was it driving?
It's driving is always irritating.
And for you?
It's probably like something I've seen on social media, man. I'm probably just hating on somebody with loads of money or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, I saw the. Do you see Gemma from Love Island's mansion?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I saw a picture of it.
Is this
You
the
see it at
family
that
home?
garden?
Yeah, it's ain't no garden.
It's a
You have a
forest.
festival there. Like, it's
Is
mad.
it? Did that make you mad?
It made me mad. It was just like, why are you going to Love Island to win
This,
50
you know what?
Exactly.
Honestly, no. I saw
Oh,
when she was
it's
going
original
into the
life.
house and meeting the dogs.
Oh, okay.
Like when she got home, and I was like, you took somebody's place
Yeah.
Yeah.
who should have had this opportunity
But she
to grow.
wasn't. She wasn't going on it for the 50k.
No.
she was
No,
going
no,
on
I
it
mean,
for
no,
the
it's
fame.
not exposure.
But it's the fame. That's
Yeah,
what she's
that's
gone
what-
on for.
But that's what she's taken.
It's an interview. It's an audition. People don't go on these flipping what they call reality shows.
But she
for
can
cash
pay a
anymore.
gotta move on.
PR. She can pay a
You've gotta move on.
PR.
You
That's
can talk
somebody's
about it.
opportunity.
Glad is 1xtra 20 years anniversary. Thank you very much.
Boom.
There you
Yes.
go.
Gorgeous.
My sad is August is on crack. It's flying past. The year is ending. It's scary. Mad. The dip in weather and rain. I need. We do need rain, but can it just rain at night time so in the morning I can just be free?
Nope.
And can the sun raise itself a little? Just dial it up a little bit, please. Thanks. And I'm really glad that the Reader's back. It's one of my favourite podcasts. Kid Fury had a really, one of the presenters had a really serious moment a few months ago, or a month or so, a couple of weeks ago. Sorry. And it's really an emotional, heartbreaking episode where he said his mental health was in question, and he was really, really, really struggling. And listening to that episode, especially someone who's listened to from day one and before when he was a YouTuber, it was very heartbreaking to see, and it kind of made me reflect about the influence and we have on our audience, whatever you do in the public eye, and when people depend on you, and then the pressures and stuff like that. But anyway, they're back. They had an episode which I was going to say, Auntie Charlotte, you must listen to, because they are huge Beyonce stans, and their breakdowns of any release that Beyonce does as a fan, it's just like heartwarming.
To all of the songs,
they go
innit?
to everything, and they just like unapologetically don't give a fuck, and they defend Beyonce to the hilt. It's a show for you, 100%. I'm glad they're back. And then also yesterday I had a great time at 51st Date, grown folks business. I got to dance forever and ever to Garage. I don't get to hear Garage in the way that I want to hear Garage. And I heard pretty much 90% of the tunes that I wanted to hear. That took me back to 95. And I'm also super glad about our live show and coming up in the Barbican this Friday. Yeah, this Friday. Auntie Farah, what's made you sad, mad and glad?
I am sad at the state of my finances, because no matter what happens, you never have enough money. So I'm sad at that I'm not a millionaire yet.
Oh yeah.
So that's it. I am mad. This leads on to my mad. I'm mad at the cost of flipping tyres. So my two front tyres, I've got a Mini Cooper S, right? And my two front tyres needed replacing, because they were getting to the point where if the police stop me, I'm going to be in trouble. So, and I do a lot of motorway driving. So I went to replace my tyres. Why were Mini trying to tell me 600 and something pounds?
Wow.
Like, okay, I get that they're run flats, but I don't need to have run flat tyres. Why are they 600 and something pounds? So then I had to go to about 5 tyre shops, right?
Wow.
To try and find tyres that were all right. When I finally found a tyre shop, why is it that my nut for my tyres, my wheels, is missing? So then I had to drive to Mini, get them to replace it, sit in there for about 2 hours whilst they put standard locks on. Then I thought, let me not go back to that first place that gave me the good price, because it's too far. And then I had to go to all these other tyre shops and be spoken to by these men who thought that I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, I know they're run flats. No, I don't want run flats. Just give me standard tyres. No, they're not £90. They're 65. Do you want? Yes, I do. It was annoying. So that got me super, super mad. And yeah, I just don't like the cost of tyres. It's just too much. And then my glad is that I spent a weekend with my girlies. We went to 51st Date. That was really, really exciting and fun. And I just like being outside. And my niece came with us. And she was just like, yeah. My niece Amira came with us. And she was just like, oh my God, your friends are so cool. I love them. And I was like, they love you too. Don't get carried away. Where are you going? No, come back here. And then I'm glad that we've got our live show at the Barbican. And I'm super glad that Carnival is back.
Exactly.
And I'm looking to get on bad. And if you see me in the streets, don't ask me no questions. I won't tell you no lies.
Auntie Nana.
Okay, I'm sad that Darius Dinesh has passed. I hadn't realised how much I really loved that dude, and I was watching back the old clips from when he was in Pop Stars, and I loved that show. So I was like, oh my God, this guy, and he's like our age, and that just kind of stunned me. So that made me sad. Mad yesterday, this morning really, reading some of the tweets and people chatting shit about AJ, and it's just just allow him. That was making me mad. And I'm glad about our first live show as well in the Barbican this Friday. Please buy tickets. They start from £8, and that is your Aunties, Could Never and Friends. So please buy tickets. They're available from the Barbican website.
See, Uncle Ace picked up his phone to book tickets now.
Oh,
Follow his link.
He's going to buy
Use
20.
the code Auntie.
Yeah.
You get a discount.
Yeah.
Buy 20. Thanks.
By 20.
Yes.
Yes. And tell a friend to tell a friend.
Sad, mad and glad.
So sad about AJ, although I'm happy that he's I think he's a good lad, to be honest, kind of thing. So I think he should be proud of himself. I know you couldn't answer that question, but I do think he should. I am mad about. This is a difficult one, and it's actually something we should probably talk about.
Okay.
But black businesses in the service.
Oh yes.
Who provide services.
Okay. We gotta get into it. That might be a Patreon episode. Actually.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's a good one.
They've made me mad.
Yeah.
These last couple of weeks, and I am a supporter of black businesses. Do you know what I mean? That is my way of life, and I'm just mad. I'm mad this week. But yeah, and I'm glad that Carnival is a week away. Those that don't know, I'm working on a massive project for Carnival. I can talk about it probably next week Tuesday.
Nice.
I can talk about what we've done. But I'm really, really excited. It's been a challenge, but we're really excited about what's to come. I'm also glad to be wearing Tawani. My Tawani.
Tawani Heritage.
Sponsored. Lovely hair company. Please check them out. And then also our live show next week. I'm very glad about that too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so now we're going to quickly run through our Spotify playlist. Every week we give you some tunes that we're going to add to our Your Aunties Could Never playlist. Find it on Spotify. Today, inspired by 51st Date, my thing was tunes from live events that blew you away. I don't even know why that was 51st Date. Yeah, there were some performances. Anyway, quickly, for me, Prince, I Would Die For You live at the O2. Jay-Z, Big Pimpin' live at Hammersmith Palais. And Beyonce Party, We Like to Party live in Amsterdam for my daughter's 13th. Sorry, not 30th, 13th.
Aging yourself.
Yeah, those are the live performances of my experiences that were great. I don't know if you guys have got some. I know it was quick.
I'm going to say, just quickly, Niggas in Paris, Jay-Z and Kanye. Oh my God, Watch the Throne tour.
Yeah.
I swear it was it O2? Oh my God. They had
that.
6 times, bro.
Yeah.
They reloaded.
Really?
It was so sick. I took one of my nephews. Oh, it was a blast. It was just so good. And also taking one of my other nephews, Drake, what's the song? You used to call me on a cell phone. Like the lighting arrangement, they had like these balls in like pastel colours like coming up and down. It was just magical. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, those the
I
two
couldn't
that
think
stand
of
out.
anything, but other than watching Beyonce, Homegrown on
Homecoming.
Netflix.
Oh,
Homecoming.
wow.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
watched that so many times.
Yeah.
Any song from there, I think she
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it brilliantly.
Amazing job.
So I'm also gonna say Niggas in Paris, but I'm gonna say it in Paris
When we
because
went
when
to
we
Paris,
went to
yeah,
Paris
it was bad.
and they did it, it was amazing, and I think they reloaded like 12 times.
Yeah, it was
and
mad.
it got to about 6, and us lot were like, we're going in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Just getting in there.
We gotta get in
wicked.
there. So yeah, that concert was the best concert by far I've ever been to date. That's still
Oh,
one
wow.
of, yeah, today.
Today.
Oh, wow.
No, it was
Okay.
one of my
Okay.
favourites. Absolute favourite concert. I think it was the being away for it and just them together. Their vibe off of one another. It was
Yeah.
just it was great. I love that concert. Also, I would say Beyonce and Nicki Minaj again in Paris
So yeah.
when they were doing. I think it's Feeling Myself.
Yeah.
That one that was super good. And I'm gonna take Homecoming as well. Anything from that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there. But yeah,
But
of course,
I know,
Homecoming.
but it's just-
Also, I'm going to say Wizkid at
Oh my
Afro
God.
Nation, Portugal, first time round. Oh my
Yeah, but
God.
it's a song. Pick a song.
Song.
Yeah.
Just for the playlist.
Okay, then fine.
What was the best song?
What was the best
We
song?
don't have time.
No,
It's
it's
okay,
all
you
of
can tell
them.
me.
Well, then I'm gonna go back then.
That's
If
it.
it has to be something I was at, I'm gonna take Grenada, Soca Monarch, but we're going back years, probably about like 2006 or 8, and it's Mr. Killer who's gone viral now for his performance this year. But I'll find the correct song. But he won that year, and this was the start of you lot seeing like what this man is capable of, and I'll put it in there. But yeah, he won.
Ace, do you have a live show, live song favourite?
Live show, live song. I watched The Throne again. Was sick. Niggas in Paris was a moment. That was at that show. Yeah, probably that. To be fair,
Alright.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
That's
a vote.
mad.
for
We
you.
had
that was a
awards. They need
moment.
to like.
It's such
yeah,
a
Do you know what I
look at that.
mean?
It was a moment.
It was so
I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, Prince and Jay-Z doing Big Pimpin' at Hammersmith Palais was sick. Because when the first album first came out, it was ridiculous.
Okay.
Actually saw
Hammersmith
Prince.
Palais does not exist anymore.
Yeah, it's
No.
not. It's a
All right,
place to
quickly
eat.
for our guests, do you have an unpopular opinion, something on your hit list, or something you want to tell the world not to piss you off about? Don't piss you off.
Nando's is overrated.
Yeah, man.
Nando's is
I agree.
overrated.
Especially if you get it takeaway.
Is it?
Oh, it's the
okay.
worst
It's
takeaway.
rubbish.
Yeah.
No,
If you
guys.
eat in Nando's, it's cool. But if you get it takeaway, it's doo doo.
Worst.
Nando is like a core.
wet.
It's core.
I don't like. It's just seasoned chicken.
That's what I love. I like it. I order plainish.
No.
I like it. Yeah, I
It was
do.
plain.
I
I
like
don't
it
even
plain.
get it.
Perry Tamar.
Nah, nothing.
No, nothing.
I
No,
like
not
plain.
even Perry Tamar.
run is
Yeah.
I know
I
that
like the
plainish,
taste
but
of
not
actual
even Perry
chicken.
Tamar.
Ooh.
That's what I like.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh my-
I think the sauces are.
You would have liked the
Fake
non-jerk
stew.
chicken I had yesterday at 51st State.
Oh
I
my
mean-
god, that is the wow.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much to our guest Ace. Thank you
Thanks
to
for
our
having
Ace.
me.
It's been amazing.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys for watching and listening. As you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to sign up to be our Patreon's family supporters. We need you. Make us be great. We have 3 tiers to pick to suit your budget. We're on all the social media platforms. Don't forget to follow us there. And we'll be back.
Yep.
We'll be
Yeah.
back.
Yes, we will.
You will be back.
I'll be back. That's
You have to
Yeah.
come back.
Sure.
And yeah.
Let's go on your show.
Yeah, let's,
we'll do that.
exactly.
Yeah, we'll line it up.
How many times have I asked you? I swear
Yeah,
I've
no,
asked
we'll
you
do
30
that.
times.
We'll sort it out.
I mean, now I've got a podcast. You want me on?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, what are you talking?
We'll line it up.
She doesn't have to come.
Thumbs up, you know.
Ace will not live his life without me not coming on. I'll harass him. Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.